We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Nick Barris along with Allison Fields, the veterinarian. And we've got the number up on the screen there, 737-7587. Questions, if you'd like. She's here to answer them. We have Monique on the line next. Monique, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Dr. Fields, my question is this. I rescued a Pyrenees.
Pyrenees,
Great dogs, wow.
Mix walking down the street in Hopkinsville the other day.
Ah.
I just wonder, I wanted that dog so bad, but luckily his owners found him. Do you think that they make good indoor dogs?
No.
We have about, I'd say half an acre fenced in to run. I can walk him. But would they make a good indoor dog?
Wait a second, just so I'm clear, wait, did you rescue the dog and the owners got the dog back and now you're thinking of going and getting one for yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of got lost there. Okay.
Puppy dog.
Gotcha. Oh, they're great dogs,
They
but
are great dogs.
What do you say?
I really think, excuse me, I really think they need a lot of space. So Pyrenees' job is to be in with sheep.
They protect them.
Yes. Most Pyrenees, they'll have like a male and a female or two brothers or something that live with the sheep. They don't live with people. Literally, they think they're a sheep and they protect the rest of the sheep. That's what their job is. So they're used to lots of, area to be out roaming around with sheep. And so I think if you have a big enough house, you don't mind tumbleweeds of white hair, and you don't mind giving up your couch and half of your bed for the next 12 years, and you are truly going to make the time to, get this dog some exercise, but you also have to realize that he's a long-haired dog, and so you're not going to be able to exercise him in the heat of the summer in the middle of the day. You're going to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or, go for a walk at 10 o'clock at night. They can make really good
Talk about their
pets.
traits, because I know people who don't have sheep that have Pyrenees, but they fit the profile of what you've been saying. They have space and the people. But they're loyal, they're smart.
They are. They're great dogs.
They're friendly. I mean, for the most part, they're going to be defenders, but I mean, when I've been around them, I just think they're the coolest dog in the right circumstance.
They are great dogs. And they're not like as high energy as a German Shorthair Pointer,
and they're beautiful too.
A hunting dog. But they do like to have some area. So, a half acre is probably good, and a walk is probably good, but they're big. They're big. You're gonna lose part of your couch if you don't. If you're living in a studio apartment, you don't need a Pyrenees.
I've seen some people who thought they had what might have been a Pyrenees lab mix or something like that, and that maybe is a more hospitable dog. It's just meaning smaller and doesn't have quite the same.
They are wonderful dogs. They are just really big.
Yeah, and I understand why she was taken by this one.
You need to look, anytime you're looking at a large breed dog, you need to realize that it's going to cost you more across the board for the next however long they live, because they're going to eat more. Their heartworm prevention is more expensive. Their flea control is more expensive. Their medications are more expensive because they need more and bigger sizes. So anything you do for a Pyrenees is probably going to cost you twice what it's going to do what it would be for a beagle. And once, so just realize that. I'm not saying that's bad. People need to realize that if they're wanting a giant breed dog, they need to understand that you're getting into a higher price point.
Does that make sense, Monique?
Yeah, the $4,000 we spent on our Chihuahua, I guess.
Oh, you have a Chihuahua? I can see the Chihuahua and Pyrenees hanging out.
The Chihuahua would be telling the Pyrenees exactly what to do.
That's awesome.
It was so funny. He was walking down the street with this little Yorkie, and then it had another Yorkie little brother, and I was like, wow, that's a weird combination. But thank you for your advice.
You're so
thank
welcome.
you.
They're great dogs.
That is awesome. I'm glad she rescued the dog like that. But yeah, the Pyrenees, would they then become, if you don't have sheep and stuff, they'd be very loyal. They'd be protectors for you too, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the way they are. And if you would, just how big weight-wise, a full-grown Pyrenees is, can you guess?
A small one's probably about 75 to 80 pounds.
Just give people an idea.
They can be 110, 120.
I swear, I was driving by in my neighborhood. There was a kind of a fenced-in area where someone had some lambs or sheep. And I remember, I thought it was a white lion.
Yeah.
He was sitting there and just looking around. And the sweetest dogs, but if you jumped in there and messed with the sheep, I wouldn't want to mess with that Pyrenees. But it looked like a white lion. It really did. All right, let's go next to Pam. Pam, good morning.
Good Good morning.
Hi, Pam. How can we help you?
Yes, I have a female Chihuahua that has black stuff inside of her ears. Now, I thought it might have been like ear mites at first, but I'm still getting it out of her ears.
Have you
It's
been
no
to see
pus
your?
or anything?
Have
It's
you been
just
to see
black
your
dry.
vet? Have you been to see your vet?
So I have no clue.
Have you
Now,
been?
I used to have another Chihuahua that I lost, and he would lick the inside of her ears and keep them cleaned. But I lost him in June, so now it's up to Mommy to get them cleaned.
Okay. So have you been to see your veterinarian about this?
I just moved here, so I don't have a veterinarian yet.
Okay, so I would strongly recommend that you go see a vet because she could have an ear infection. And so it may be that some medication is needed. Usually it's very rare for dogs, especially older dogs, to have ear mites. Lots of people think that when they see black stuff in ears that my dog's got ear mites, and they go get some ear mite medicine, and it never works because they don't have ear mites.
Yeah, well, see, when I first got them out, that's what I was thinking is because I did get something white because I Googled it, the ear mites, and it looks like a little worm. So that's what I was getting out of her ear.
A, they don't look like a worm. B, you can only see them under a microscope. C, Google is not a doctor. So,
unfortunately, I know.
yeah. So ask around, ask your neighbors, ask your work friends who they use as a veterinarian, and take her in. Let somebody get a look at that and see what's going on, and get some medicine specifically for what's going on in that ear.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing, but you know, I've got Mashed Tater, which is a small breed dog too, and sometimes would be itching the ear, and it had what I thought were little black dots, not mites or anything, and we took it to the vet, and we ended up getting some kind of treatment for it, just cleared it up like that. I don't know what it was, if it was you know, some kind of rash or something, but it's pretty easy to treat, at least it was with our dog. So, but I know what you're talking about, the little black dots, and there's a cream for it or something, and the vet took care of it. So yeah.
So
go.
nebulous, Nick.
Yeah,
So nebulous.
so nebulous. But all I know is it worked. So let's go to Bob. Hi, Bob.
Oh, how are we doing?
Good.
Good.
Holidays coming. What's the best kind of treat for a cat, or
The best kind of treat.
The best kind of treat for a cat. Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, I think the best kind of treat for a cat typically are your store-bought treats, because they don't have things that they can't have in them. But that being said, lots of cats like cilantro, parsley.
Really?
Lots of cats like melon. Really kind of weird. But you can almost always guarantee that they're going to like the store-bought ones, so you don't have to go buy out the produce department to see what they like. My cats love the Temptations.
I was trying to think, what are some of the names for the
Yeah.
cat treats? Because I know all the names of dog treats because they're funny. Sausages and bacon strips.
Yeah.
Is there a comparable thing for cats?
I
Temptations,
don't
I know.
specifically what the gamut is, because I just know that I buy Temptations for my cat.
Whiskers.
It's a nice
Whiskers.
little bag that you can make noise. So when I need to do a head count in my house, when like we're getting ready to go out of town and I want to make sure all 3 cats are present and accounted for, I shake the bag.
What about catnip?
And they all 3. Oh, catnip.
Which is not something they would eat so much, but
Well,
not,
they do eat it.
Do they? I guess they do.
They do eat it. Most kittens under the age of about 6 months have no response to catnip, so don't think that your kitten has a problem if you're getting your kitten catnip stuff and they're like, whatever. For whatever reason, they don't. It was like beer. You don't like beer when you literally
Yeah,
you
which is
develop a
good.
taste for
Maybe
it.
you do, yeah.
So I don't know why they don't, but cats love catnip and they do eat it, and you know it's funny to watch them get so
It's fun.
excited
It's
about
not
it.
going to hurt them. And catnip, is there an equivalent for dogs to catnip? Meaning that catnip's an herb or something that has a scent that just seems to make animals, cats act silly.
I don't think so.
And catnip, I also had a cat once where even when it was adult, just didn't care for it. And I had another one that just thought it was the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
Right? So just depends on the cat.
I pulled out some cat toys last night that have catnip in them, 3 of them. And Oliver was running from one to the other, trying to keep the other cats away from it. And so somebody would walk up to that one. He was like, no! He's like a mean little kid at the
Oh, I
playground.
would love to watch that.
Yeah,
That's
it was
fun. All for
hysterical.
him.
Yes,
all for him. Let's go to Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Good morning. How can we help you?
I have a 15-year-old cat.
Wow, that's great.
Yep. And she was hyperthyroid, so I gave her I took her in to have the radioactive iodine treatment. And That was in July, and she turned hypothyroid.
Right.
So I did the treatment, forked over all the money to avoid giving her the daily, twice-a-day pill, and now I still have to do that because she turned hypothyroid.
Right. Which is
I guess my question is, have you seen this before, and what
I have seen
the prognosis be?
I have seen
Okay.
it. It is very rare for that to happen. I can't even remember what the percentage is, but it's pretty darn low. And yet you did do that, so you didn't have to pill your cat. Now you're pilling your cat.
Yeah.
The prognosis is probably great. It's much better to be hypothyroid than it is hyperthyroid.
What are the symptoms for this, just so for folks who don't know?
Hyperthyroidism in cats is typically weight loss, even though the cat is like eating like a horse. And it's typically in an older cat.
Okay.
Most veterinarians, through a physical exam, can put that high or low on their list just by listening to the heart and feeling the cat and talking to the owners. Sometimes they can feel a palpable thyroid gland, which normally you can't feel it. So if it's overactive, a lot of times you can feel it. But hypothyroidism is a lot less life-threatening than hyperthyroidism. And you may want to talk to your vet about seeing if they can have that compounded into a transdermal. So you don't have to pill your cat every day. You could rub it on the inside of the ear.
Oh, wow.
We do a lot of cat medicines for cats that don't really like to be pilled or are challenging to pill. There are some medications, not all medications, but some medications we can have compounded, and you put it, right on the inside of their ear where there's not really any hair.
It's absorbed there.
It's absorbed through the skin.
Wow. Okay, that's great. But the prognosis again for her cat 15 is good.
Yeah,
It's
I think it's good, and I
That's great.
hate that happened. It is very rare, but hypothyroidism is a much better prognosis than hyper. So
Good. Good. Well, I wish your cat well, and that's great to
too.
know. Listen, we'll take a break on that note. When we come back, Jewel, Claude, and others, if you're on hold, more questions for Allison Fields right after this. Stay with us.